If you're wondering how it feels to build a mobile application from ground zero, then keep watching.
Today's gonna be somewhat of a faster pace, and we'll do about 5 miles or so. Getting right to it, and let's go get some. So really, I wanted to make a fitness app for myself, something that I could actually use. And I realized that there was a lot of departments that I lacked the technical needs. It was tough. I hate to say it, to this point in time, I have failed, but the timeline was very difficult. It's been over 6 months, which says a lot about my abilities, when really it should have taken 2-3 months to get beta versions, and I was unsuccessful in doing so. So it's been difficult to learn. Big failure in my head that this is kind of where I'm at. It is what it is. This is just another step in the learning process and trying to do something different. That all being said, appreciate all your support. And if you have any thoughts, please leave them below. Thank you for all the support, and go get some. All right, quick intermission. I gotta show you what I'm eating for the day. So this is gonna be one of my meals. We got some white rice, black beans, and if you don't know, you gotta get some bison. I'm telling you, this stuff is way better than like any ground beef. It is a little bit more expensive. It is a lot more expensive. Very good. Just had to show you what I'm making for lunch. I'm gonna get back to the video. Let's talk about kind of some things that I've been dealing with over the past 6-7 months or so. There was a few fitness apps that are on the market that I just wasn't really a fan of, but they have a large presence with users, and I was willing to take this on. Now, some few areas where I started to go wrong was, one, I have very little coding tech knowledge. That is the biggest one. Second, my name, Spencer Kenyon, does not have a brand. There's no reputation built behind what it is that I am about. I have no footing in the health and fitness space. And lastly, I ran out of money. As simple as that. So with me not having an understanding in the IT world, or even just literally building a mobile app, that's the biggest drawback, right? So one thing I realized is like, when other brands already have a name, there's constant building that they're doing, so they don't lose any share. When you're a nobody like myself, it's a race against time. For me, just being a one-man team, trying to do everything that's needed, I didn't have the capabilities that a real founder needs to actually get this off the ground. What took me 6-7 months to even build a product that's not even on market, but just a internal beta release, was 6 to 7 months. That should not have taken that long. It should have been 1 month to 2 months. I just lacked the capabilities of doing what is needed, and then adapting and learning, do what's needed, adapt and learning, and just continue the process. It was a lot of just struggles. Now, with the struggles will lead into what it means to be a founder. Being a founder, you have to understand a lot about everything. Yes, there may be certain areas that you're better at. After taking a step back from this building process, I realized I had little to no understanding about anything, from building to finances, marketing. I mean, you name it. I'm 25 years old, pushing myself to act like I'm some big tech founder. I didn't want to speak that into my own mind 4 or 5 months into it, but not having a presence of my name, Spencer Kenyon, what I'm about, it was just made things very difficult to bring supply in a heavily demanded market of health and fitness. And this kind of leads into my struggles with marketing, since I have no understanding of how to market much of anything. I have never had a large presence on social media. My marketing skills are very, very poor. And it is what it is. I mean, there's a lot of learning that is needed to be done to even get me close to a space that could potentially have a small foot in the door of trying to do something. And it is what it is. I very much so unsuccessful in even trying to market the app, and it is what it is. Yes, there was a lot of drawbacks. There was a lot of failures that I didn't look at as failures at the time. I somewhat brushed them off as that'll get dealt with further down the line. Everything will be okay. Rather than taking things head on and realizing the situation for what it is at that point in time, I somewhat had my head in the clouds. And at this point in time, it's now left me feeling very insecure. What all I can take away from this moment: say yes to growth. That means build lessons into habits, trust my gut early, leave the pressure of having to need everything immediately. Secondly, set boundaries on time. Continue to invest in my mind, body, business, and spirit. Focus on my internal alignment with what it is that I'm doing rather than outside approval. Third, heal, reflect, and elevate. Protect my energy like gold elixir. Continue in motion. Let the universe decide if my fitness app is needed. Lastly, continue to create my legacy. Prioritize having fun, building from nothing, not just for productive income. Understand life is to be lived. Fight the battles in silence. Be vulnerable just enough to motivate, love deeply, and let go gracefully if it all falls